Sad Money, round 2 with Becky Goodman.
Yes. Here I am. We're matching.
We are matching on
Blue,
a...
black, orange.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're here, round 2. You had a lot of thoughts. We're back. We're going to have some different thoughts. You ready to talk about money?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about money.
Do you have any different thoughts since then? Because you're getting ready. Can I talk about you getting ready to move?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think
So,
maybe talking about my sugar daddy. I don't know.
you want to talk about your sugar daddy?
Maybe.
Can we?
Maybe a little later, yeah.
Let's just jump into it. Why not? Because I'll forget.
Warm me up.
All right. We got to warm her up first. All right.
Can't spill it all.
So, recently, have you been thinking a lot about money?
Yes, because I am trying to move to England, and I have to apply for a visa, and I have to get housing, and so I have to save, and I'm not good at saving.
Why?
I just never. I think maybe I didn't have someone who was like, here's how you open a IRA. Da da da. My mom definitely tried, but nobody really taught. I didn't really care enough. I haven't I haven't had savings for my whole adult life.
Now, when you say savings, how much are we talking? We're talking you haven't had extra $200? You've been living paycheck to paycheck, or?
No, I've had an extra $200, but some people that I know, they're like, I have my own savings account with $50,000 in it, or $10,000 in it, or $5,000 in it.
Yeah.
I don't have a savings account. I just have a checking account. I don't have any savings.
I used to have one of those.
Yeah.
So wait, you never had a savings account? Did you have what's the most you think you've ever had in savings?
In savings?
You saved,
Right after I got out of college, and my grandparents were like, here's a little bit of money for graduating.
Yeah.
That's probably the most I ever had.
How much was it?
$4,000.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. I was able to move out of my mom's place and live in my first New York apartment and have 2 months before I had to get a job.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right, we can beat 4K.
Yeah.
And so now, how's the saving going now?
Not well. Not well. I don't have enough money to pay my rent yet this month, and it's April 27th. But I'm waiting on my next paycheck, and I need to save $2,000 at least to move to England, and I don't have it yet.
And how long until you go to? How many months do we have to make 2K?
May, June, and 3 weeks in July. So 3 months.
That's doable. We could do that.
It is. Yeah, it is. I have some gigs coming up, but what I'm trying to say is it's not looking good right now. I'm playing guitar for a ventriloquist.
But you're potentially doing your own show where people could come see you. You can make money that way.
That's right, Alex. I'm going to put up my hour called The Day My Sugar Daddy Dumped Me.
Okay, we'll talk about sugar daddies later because you're not warmed up yet, but we are interested in this. So you're getting better at saving. My question is everything's going up, the cost of living and all this stuff, and you're going to be moving to London.
Yeah.
Are you worried about, the cost of living, having a job?
Yeah, yes. Of course, but I just don't like to think about those things.
All right, well let's not force you to think about those things then.
I just go, if I move there, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
That's my philosophy. Obviously, you need I need to have some money to move there. But you meet some people. I have 1 or 2 things I can do while I'm over there to make a little bit of money, but I don't have a place to live yet. I'm sort of a last minute kind of person.
Well, okay, so you make money now by working in childcare. We both do this. My question is, recently we were just talking about it, Trump offered to pay people $5,000 to have a kid. Do you think that's enough to have a kid for you, 5K? 5K you can get over to England pretty easy.
Hell no, that's not enough. A child is a lifetime investment. What's $5,000 going to do for me if I have a kid?
It'll get you started.
Started with what? First of all, it's going to be 9 months before I have the kid. Does he give it to you at the hospital when you birth the child? Or when is he there at the conception?
He's there at both. He's at conception looking and seeing it go through, and then he's like, all right, the baby's come through the Stargate. Here's your check.
Does he know when it's Does he know when it's conception? Is Trump standing watching you fuck, being like, "That's the one"?
Yeah,
That's
he's
the one that's the sperm that made it. I'm certain. That's
So-
crazy. $5,000 is not enough money. Kids put people into debt.
yeah.
Like diapers, strollers, food, clothing. Maybe you need to upgrade your house, crib, amenities.
Yeah.
No way $5,000 is enough.
All right. So you're not thinking about kids then?
No, I also don't want to get pregnant right now.
Right now. Do you want to get pregnant, period?
It depends, boys. No, probably not is where I'm leaning, although my mom was like, I would love a grandchild the other day. So,
She said that to you?
yeah, she said that.
Did you tell her to go adopt?
No, I just like, oh, yeah, okay. We'll
Do
see.
you feel pressure like that? Like my mom doesn't care. And I guess other parents care, and this is foreign to me, but like does that pressure you? Like how do you feel about the idea of,
I think as a woman, I think sometimes you feel more pressure that the expectation is for you to be a mother, ultimately, just societally. I don't personally feel pressure from my mom and dad, although I do think that they would be disappointed if I said, I'm never having kids.
Your dad too?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
I don't think he would be like, that's a bad decision. I think he would be like disappointed for his loss of being a grandparent. Do you know what I mean? Like he'll never see me with a kid. He'll probably never see me get married.
Oh, this is interesting. So you don't want to get married or have kids?
No, not that I don't want to get married. I just think he's gonna die before I get married.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think it's gonna. I don't have any prospects. I think it would take me a long time to get into a relationship. I'm sorry, Dad. I hope you don't die before I get married. But I have a fear that I'll remain single for a while.
Well, this might kill him. So, what do you? Okay, let's say you're looking for a fella. You have a prospect. What are you looking for in a guy? Like, is it money? Like, obviously you don't want to be two broke people. So, like, and we're
I don't
gonna.
care. I said this last time.
I know, but let's rethink this
Okay.
because I don't think that was a great. I think you were throwing out a lot of red flags there. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is great,"
That's
but
what
I don't think
they
that.
They call me Red Flag Becky. That's what they call me. Throwing them out. Boom, boom, boom.
No, my thing is like, let's come back. We're gonna be older.
Yeah.
Let's look into our 40s and such because you're like, I'm not ready for a relationship,
Yeah.
and you're open to having children.
Yeah. A little.
All right.
But based on those kids right there, I don't know.
Well, no, your children won't be young Muslim kids in the story.
Hey, that's. I'm talking. They're riding an e-bike on them. I'm just gonna hit Stephan. Watch out, Stephan.
We got to take a break for a second because we got. That's okay. Anyways, somebody call ICE. No, anyways, it's just a joke. No, my thing is like, okay, you want to have a relationship, you want to get married.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't want to get married.
Maybe.
Do you want a partner?
Yes.
All right, so there's going to be some things you want your partner to have. We need some standards because we don't want to be rocking out here with these clowns anymore. So what is, like, let's set some standards that, and I'm saying they got to be super high, that you think a man should have going into our 40s and 50s.
Okay. Breathes. Has a job.
Okay, has a job. Does it have to make a certain
good.
amount?
No.
He can't be making like $15 an hour, can he?
That wouldn't be ideal,
Okay.
but it's not going to put him off the market for me.
Okay.
Is it probably smarter to date somebody who has stability and money? Yes. Is that what I'm doing with my life? No.
Okay, so obviously you told me a little bit earlier that your mom and dad tried to teach you about stability.
My mom did. My dad was perennially broke because he was doing the artist's life.
Oh, so that's interesting. Do you think that's maybe why you're attracted to broke men? Is because your dad was a broke fella?
Maybe.
There's something there.
There's something there. Why not?
Yeah.
That was my model. I love you, Dad. He can't see this.
That's
He
fine.
can't see that.
He won't watch it.
Yes, he will watch this. He watched everything I does, and he's like, saw your interview. It was amazing. And then he'll call me and be like, saw your interview. I have some questions. Can we talk? That's what's going to happen after this.
So we have
Okay.
both worked with families that make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily guarantee that it's going to mean that their children are raised right. So what would be an ideal income? What would be an ideal life, for you? You know what I mean?
Ideal is like they're loaded. Ideal.
But there's a trade-off. We both know there's a trade-off if you make a lot of money. So let's
Okay, for instance, like I was talking to that guy at the bar. We went
Yes.
out to Barcade
Yeah.
on St. Mark's Place. I was talking to that guy. Nerdy, not unattractive, cute.
He was okay.
He was okay.
He dressed wild.
He dressed crazy. But okay. He owned his own apartment. Like he
Yeah.
told me all that he's a lawyer, he works in Midtown, he owns his own apartment, but that didn't sway me.
Yeah. You
know
want to tell
what
the
I
people
mean?
why you didn't want to go out with him?
Because I was trying to flirt with him and we got to talking about friends. And when I said, "Oh, like what do you do in your spare time? Do you hang out with your friends?" He goes, "What is a friend, really?" I mean, I've had friends for over 20 years who have abandoned me. So I just accept the fact that people in my life will come and go as they please. And I was like, I'm trying to flirt with you. Do you know what I mean? That's a downer.
He's the literal definition of sad money. Literally.
Yes.
So that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. So
He doesn't have hobbies.
Yes, he doesn't have hobbies, but the idea now is that you're getting to the point where you're meeting people with money, right? And you're starting to realize that money's not all it's cracked up to be. It doesn't mean you're happy.
Yeah.
So
You're telling me.
are you willing to trade? Obviously, you are willing to trade some of that security. But so maybe you're looking like, you want a normal income, maybe you just want to buy a house and, work for the rest of your life. Is that, what are you looking for? That's what I'm saying. It's your life, ideally.
I don't know, Alex. Just somebody who's like a kind person and funny. I know it's not the answer you want, but someone who's funny and nice and kind and emotionally intelligent and has enough stability so that we don't have to worry about living paycheck to paycheck.
You know what? That was a great answer. It only took...
Thank you. Only took 15 minutes of you trying to ask the question 7 different times.
It did, but I'm glad we got there because that's what it's about. Now you have a show that's coming out at Edinburgh Fringe. It's called
The Day My Sugar Daddy Dumped Me. It's based on a true story. Talk about money. I got stories for you.
So what is a sugar baby exactly for those out there that don't know?
Okay, sugar daddy, sugar baby, it's basically like prostitution cosplaying as a relationship.
Let's not breeze past that. Let's go back to that.
I mean, okay, here's what it is like, some older guys who have a lot of money either have extremely busy schedules where they can't date anybody. These are the 3 categories. They're married and they're looking to cheat on their wives, Ashley Madison, or they would like to have somebody that they can guarantee be sort of an arm piece for them because they can afford it. And money is no object to them. And there's a lot of different kinds of women out there who choose to participate in these relationships for different reasons, just as there are a lot of different guys looking for these relationships for different reasons. In effect, it's an older person paying a younger person to spend time with them, usually in a romantic or sexual way. That's a pretty good definition.
That's a great definition. I was waiting for you to hear the irony of I don't care if a man makes money, but at the same time I'm a sugar baby. But we'll get back to that.
Wait a second. I was not looking to marry them.
No, but
So it's different. It's like saying I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to be a comedian, but I'm going to be a paralegal so I can afford my rent.
I want everyone else to hear what she just said. She's girl mathing right now.
You understand what I mean?
No, I understand what you want it to be, but I want you to understand
okay.
the irony of what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm not dating. I don't want to marry those guys just for their money. Do you know
Obviously.
what I mean? I get what you're saying.
But initially, that's how you get into business with them is because you wouldn't be a broke sugar baby.
No, why? I mean, here's the thing. I've dated older, married men who were broke for my own romantic relationships.
Nice.
And then I had a sugar daddy who I did not want to marry. We kind of fell in love. That's a different story. But I was just seeing him for the money. But then I fell in love with him, and then I wasn't seeing him for the money. It was complicated, Alex.
Well, explain that, because that's what I'm saying. Like, so guys are gonna hear this and be like, "Oh, women, they have this alternative. They can make money this way and stuff." But so explain to the people out there that we want to hear what is it, Pretty Woman story. You're Julia Roberts.
Yeah, I'm Julia Roberts.
Say that again.
Yeah, I'm Julia Roberts.
And the other guy's Richard Gere.
The other guy's Richard Gere. Okay, first of all, I have to say, I don't know. What I was going to say is, like, just if you're thinking about doing this, please be safe and take precautions and don't do it heedlessly. The first time that I tried, like, doing this, I went on this website and I met up with a guy who I texted him on the site, I talked to him on the phone, we video chatted, and we met in a public location. And when I met him, I really felt skeeved off. I didn't like it, didn't like the vibe. He gave me $150 for dinner with him. And then I ghosted him because I was like, this doesn't sit well with me.
This is the first one?
Yeah, this was like before the pandemic.
Okay.
Fast forward 2.5 years ago, I'm in a tough financial situation. I'm like, you know what? Why not? Fuck it. Like, I fuck older guys. Maybe I'll be into this. Oh, I should repeat this unhealthy relational pattern that I have and do it for money.
Yeah.
Anyway, I go on the site, talking to a bunch of different guys. Some of them are like, come over tonight for $250. I'm like, I don't want to get raped and killed. Some of them are like, I'm really into X. What were you going to say, something about being raped and killed?
No, I was going to say, what about for $400? But okay, all
That's
right.
funny.
Yeah.
Keep that in. Keep that in. Keep that in for him. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I talked to a lot of different guys. Some of them are very specific in what they want. Some of them are like, I want someone to look hot. I'm not that person. I'm not going to wear a white dress and high heels and go to party with you. I'm just not that.
Okay.
I'm not that. I can't do that, and I can't go over to someone's house for $250 just for my own sense of comfort.
Yes.
Whoever wants to do this can do it how they want as long as they're being safe. But that wasn't for me. So then I find this guy and we're talking. Then I was like, I want to find somebody real who I can actually be into.
Yeah.
So it's not just like this weird manufactured thing where I fuck you and you give me money. Anyway, started talking with this guy. Really liked him. Had a phone call with him. Really liked him. Went out to eat with him. Public place. We got along super well. And we kept meeting up. He was extremely busy. He was very sweet. Very Italian. Very Italian. Very Italian.
Yeah.
And he was very humble. He was like, I used to have nothing and now I'm very comfortable. And he's very kind. And we didn't have sex initially for a very long time because he was very self-conscious and shy. And I didn't want to push him. And then, like, fast forward 6 months later, we still haven't had sex. And I'm starting to catch feelings for him. And he was paying me because he basically at the top, he said, I want someone who feels like my girlfriend without the responsibility of having them be my girlfriend.
Yeah.
He wanted company.
Yeah.
He wanted a relationship. And I really, really respect and care for this person a lot now. It's a very interesting.
Now this person you're not seeing in that way at all.
No.
But you kind of love this person now.
Yeah, well, he broke up with me, actually, after like a year. He was like, I
can't afford it? Or?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
He was like, I fell in love with someone else.
Oof, yeah.
Yeah.
Cheaper?
No, just because what was happening was we were developing an actual relationship, but it had started with money. Yeah. And now it was we crossed a boundary where we had entered into, like, we both actually really care about each other.
Yeah.
I could have dated him, and now you go, well, that doesn't make sense. That's not a legitimate start to a relationship because we started it transactionally. And it's not okay. It's not fair to him, especially. For me, I'm getting every benefit with none of the drawbacks. For him, he's like falling for a person that he feels like is only with him because he's giving her money. But I would have seen him regardless of the money at the point like that he broke up with me.
Did you told him this?
Yes, I told him it multiple times. But of course it's hard for him to believe. Like, I don't know that anybody would, you could try to take my word for it, but.
What if he had said, okay, I'm going to stop giving you money, let's just see each other?
Yeah, I would probably see him. Although he was older and unavailable, which is a bad pattern for me. But I really cared about him, and I really developed a relationship with him. So yeah, I would probably date him.
All right. Let's ask how much. Yeah.
Do you respect men less who pay for these services?
Do you respect men less who pay for these services?
Everybody has a reason that they're engaging in prostitution or sex work. I guess, for me, I'm like, if someone's married and they're repeatedly cheating on their partner and they don't have the courage to talk things through, I'll be like, I think that you owe a little more to your partner, perhaps. But I don't judge I don't judge the men or the women. I'm more judged like, what's the relationship that they're currently in? If they're married and they continually cheat on their spouse and they're lying, that's, but I've been the other woman. So what can I say?
My question is, how much overall did he end up giving you throughout the course of this relationship?
About as much as as I would make having a regular job, a salary. Like,
yeah, let's give us a number.
Let me think. I'm gonna have to add this up. Fill the time.
Okay, so she says she's bad at saving. I'm trying to figure out how much money technically she could have saved.
Okay, wait, but I didn't have a job.
That's okay. No, I'm just interested.
So over the course of everything, probably like $26,000.
$26,000. That's a Jetta with everything.
I didn't have. That was my job.
Yeah.
Right. So like,
Did you have a $26,000 lifestyle expense?
Like, but it was my rent.
Yeah.
My rent for the year.
Yeah.
And I went to do an arts festival, and that was like $5,000. And my cat was dying, so I was paying for her radiation and chemo.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see.
So I mean, yeah, could I have saved that better? Yes.
Do you think about that sometimes?
Yes.
Okay.
All the time.
All right.
I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So now you're getting ready to go again.
People are gonna hate me for this. Some people.
No,
some people. Yeah, I know, but some people are gonna be like, well, what do I care? I don't really care.
It's your life.
It's my life. It's my life.
And this is your show.
I'm Julia Roberts.
Well, this is what your show's about. This is the point, is to get them to...
Oh yeah, come to the show and you can find out all about it, and you can really judge me.
I don't think... Well...
You can really fucking spit on me.
She'll do anything for money, boys. No. My question is, because it's very interesting, is that a lot of people have problems talking about money and their lifestyles and getting married and everything, but you're doing it on the front end, and in a way you're kind of saying this is the most healthy relationship you've had so far. Yeah.
Honestly, it requires the most candor. Like, you have to be so direct. You got to be like, this is what I want, this is what I'm comfortable. Like, in no relationship are you like, hey, I want to have sex with you. Can you pay me X amount? Or I want to have sex with you and I don't want to fall in love with you. And this is the exact nature of our relationship. You don't get that much in a regular relationship.
Not unless they have autism. But...
Nice.
Yeah.
Love on the Spectrum, season 4.
I would love that, though. I think every guy would actually love if a woman spoke like that. Like, hey, I don't want to be with you, but I would love to have sex with you.
Do you actually, though? Because women think... I personally think I would love someone to say that to me, and then I think in reality I would not like someone to say that to me.
Well, I think guys would at least like the option to know what women are thinking and say, like, this is what I think.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what I want. And then we go, okay.
Yes.
And then that gives us the best information so we can figure out how to lie to you the best, That's
upsetting. But what I have to say is also I found that I was not ever questioning my relationship with my sugar daddy, because we had been so direct. I wasn't like, ooh, I wonder if he's thinking, I wonder if he likes me. I wonder if he didn't reply to me, I didn't give a fuck. If he like ghosted me for 3 weeks, I was like, whatever. I'm kind of just like on standby. I'm kind of like his employee, you know what I mean, in a weird way.
So do you think, like, coming forward, going and having a relationship your next relationship, you should speak like this about money to your next partner?
No, because that's not really the terms under which you enter a regular romantic relationship.
Right.
On the site, everything's about, like, this is what this is. So you're expected to have that level of transparency. I mean, I like to say to guys, like, I'm not romantically interested in you at the end of a date if it doesn't go well, or, like, this is where I'm at. I try to be as communicative as possible. I think honesty is great. I think it's appreciated. It gets you out of trouble. that could happen 3 months down the line when you're lying to yourself about how you feel for somebody. But
No, but my thing is like technically this has been the healthiest relationship you've had. There
Yeah.
are some good things that worked about it.
yeah.
So why not go into the next relationship being like use some of the parameters from the relationship from this website in your actual life? It kind of sounds like it works a little bit. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it works 100%, but
No, but you know what also really worked for me that I'd never done before is not having sex with someone for a very long time. I've never done that. I've always usually started with the sex, and then the relationship implodes naturally.
Well, that's kind of transactional a little bit. The sex is like, well, you know, you start off and you go, well, you're giving me this, so, you know, maybe it is. That's
maybe that's
the money
whole thing.
wasn't the thing. Maybe it was just the transaction of the sex where it was like that wasn't necessary, and you guys got to know each other. Yes, he was paying, obviously, and there's some people gonna be like he was a simp, but it's like he didn't need the money, you did, and it was like getting to know him or getting to know each other is more important. Courtship.
Yeah. I mean, and also like it is difficult to find someone where you're like, wow, I'm really excited to see them. I'm really connected to them emotionally. I got butterflies in my stomach. That shit is kind of hard to find. And I think for somebody who was very busy, very in demand, had no social life, didn't really had to take care of a few family members who were disabled, and didn't really have that much opportunity to seek romance in his life, and was really well off. You know, some people like to help other people, and he was getting something out of it.
Well, I was gonna say, do you think it's hard to find, or do you think that thing's not really something you find? It's something you let build. You know, like having sex ruins the whole like, oh, I'm excited for the butterflies.
If
But
it's
like,
at a certain time, you know.
what do you mean?
Don't you think like if you can let it build? That's when people fall in love with their friends, it tends to last. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like they built up such a deep relationship that the sex complements it. You know?
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting way to tell people you're in love with me, Becky. But let's get back to the topic. You know?
Look at this big, black, strong man.
Shannon Sharp!
And he's all
Fire!
mine. Yes, I am Becky.
I have thought about like,
I see this image.
yeah, snow bunnies never. Chocolate, was it? Chocolate Sisters
Chocolate
forever. Yeah. I have thought about this. I was like, if me and Becky had a kid, we'd have the funniest kid
We
ever.
have one of the funniest kids.
Yeah.
Or he would be a school shooter.
My kid wouldn't be no school shooter.
All right.
I'd take him away from you.
Yeah.
What? Hey, what?
I'd be like, that's your genes. All right. So we understand what the show's about. We understand the idea of a sugar baby.
Yeah.
What are some like maybe principles that you've learned now that you're trying to save that you can like you would tell to your younger self?
I would probably like give my money to somebody and be like, hide this from me.
Well, you don't have that right now.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I would be like, you have poor self-control. Like, you think that you're doing a good job saving, and you're actually not. It's not like I, spend it on shit that's like, I just make stupid decisions. Do you know what I mean?
No, explain. Like
I would buy, like, only cans of beans and tortillas to eat. But then I would, like, buy, like, an unnecessary guitar. Do you know what I mean? I just have I don't make fiscal sense.
okay, but now you know that about yourself.
Right,
Like
that's
I
what
have.
I'm saying. I would hide the money. I would be like, you need to lock this. You need to understand that every time you open this safe, you are spending money that you should be saving. I'd make it obvious to myself that I need to keep this money away.
So is that how you feel now? Now you're like, I need to keep this money away from me and everything. Like you're like,
Yes, I still feel like that. I need a coach. I'm somebody who needs someone else to manage my money.
I smell a new video idea.
Help you out.
Steven's great with money.
Steven should do this. But the thing is about me is like I'm so bad at implementing it. I'll be like, yeah, that sounds really good. And then I'll just not do it.
I can bully you.
Bully me. That's my new kink. I'm Julia Roberts.
All right. Do you have any other different thoughts? All right, we're at 30 minutes.
right?
Yeah,
How
you
much
got
more?
one last thing you want to talk about with money? Anything? Deep down?
Uh,
Parent lessons you learned from just seeing your parents' life? Because your mom's doing okay. She's taking care of herself. Your dad?
Doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna be an artist, I think you have to accept you will be broke. Period.
But not forever, because that's not
No,
what.
not forever, but like some people, like it's not gonna be fun. Like there's things that you won't be able to do, but that should not be.
You're made motivated.
Yeah, you should always be motivated to keep doing your art even when you don't have the money. I guess like just seeing my dad, it's pretty inspirational because my dad has never really had like extra money at all. You know, when my parents first got divorced, he and I lived in a studio apartment together where I slept on a Murphy bed that came down and he slept on a futon in the same room and he would wake me up with his typewriter. But anyway, he's never stopped doing his art. Like he's always been passionate about doing his art and he's someone I can always talk to about feeling like I'm struggling. I hope you don't see this interview because of the sugar daddy, but I'll send you this individual clip so you know that I'm proud of you and I look to you as an inspiration, Dad. But he's always done it. And so sometimes you don't see the payoff, but at the same time, the payoff is this guy got to do what he loved to do and followed his passion for his whole life. And maybe he didn't have like a fucking house. He never owned a house. That's fine. He's got to write every day and be published and teach and have books and have essays and journals and all that. And like that was his dream. So it's just, you might not get rich off of it, or you might. Yeah. And that's the story of art.
What a beautiful ending. I just want to finish mine by saying my dad died owing me $200. And I'm going to see you, motherfucker. I'm going to get in that $200. One way or another, we're going to get that $200, Dad. Anyways, that's it for Sad Money. This is Becky Goodman. Go see her show the day what?
The day my sugar daddy dumped me. It's going to be in New York in June, and it's going to be at the Edinburgh Fringe for all of the festival.
And follow her on your Instagram is?
Becky Good Times. I'm Julia Roberts, bitch.
Snow bunnies never, chocolate queens forever.